Well, hello there. How goes it, peeps? A hella spicy satire? Yes, I love that. I cannot wait to hear all about them. Fuck yeah. Lordak, I hope you're resting. I hope you're feeling okay. Sending the good Prescian and the good have heal. But yeah. Evening all, hope everybody's Saturday is going well, or whatever day my pepper sees. Hell yeah. Good welcome in, Xian. Hope you're doing well as well. It is a Saturday here on the New Zealand. I got majorly distracted because I thought of something. So I have been like Googling stuff for the past like little bit before I started streaming, and then was like, fuck, I was meant to be live 2 minutes ago. Typical. But I found a thing and it's kind of really cool. So I'm hyped for that. I'm just gonna quickly do that before I forget, and then right quick thing. But how's everybody going? How's everybody's Fridays and or Saturdays? Because if anything, it's probably Friday overseas. If not the very early morning. Sorry, if not the early morning of Saturday. What is that called? Like a spiral. Cool. And now I'm gonna put that away. Alright. Hey. Thanks, Mobot. Beat me to the punch, but what's new? I do want to do a quick thank you to Banana Less Zambi, Rev Scout, and Shady Faye for the follows while I was offline. All from yesterday. Big preach. So we are a pretty decent way to our next follow goal, which is cool. But yeah, we are here for the D&Ds. I have been working away at the, I've now changed the name of it to the Wandering Traveller Inn. It used to be the Waiting Traveller Inn, but I thought Wandering Traveller Inn just sounds kind of cool, so I went with that. But yeah, so I've been working away at that. We've got all of the NPCs set up for that, which I'm super hyped for. So keep an eye and an ear out for the open one-shot tavern to pop up somewhere. Been working away on it for a little bit, but I'm a bit too hyped for it as of recent. So it's been my the thing that I've been focusing on since when I have the energy to. Sorry about not streaming on Tuesday, guys. I had to do a couple of early hour starts, so it has been a time. But hopefully we'll be able to get back into something. Sunday co-op stream is still going to happen. Unsure what we're going to be playing, but it'll be fine either way. We'll suss something out. If you want to be a part of the co-op shenanigans, then feel free to join into the Discord where we play games with friends on Sundays at 6:30. So in a little, I guess I've decided to call it a Sunday Fun Day. Don't know why. That's just how I am. Day's been good. Hit a decent gym session, then ruined it by hitting up the bakery for a feed on the way home. Hey, if anything, the good gym session, like, you rewarded yourself with a feed. So, hey, gotta keep those carbs up, man. Nah, you're allowed to. I've been talking like dietitians and stuff for the past little bit, as I have to drop quite a bit of weight for my top surgery, but I'm actually making really good progress, and I'm super stoked about that. So normally I hate anything about like talking about weight and stuff like that, but I mean, it's something that I'm working through. So but yeah, it has been a bit of time recently. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a good, doing the well, being the healthy, and if not the healthy, then I wish you to be the healthy. Woo! Oh, it cut off. What the fuck, man? Oh, well, anyway, I chucked in the woo for you. Thank you, Shihan. That's very, very kind of you. You don't have to do that, man. But I appreciate, major appreciation nonetheless. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Since it's been so long since I've done this, it's been like 2 weeks or something. Oh no, it's only been a week. I forget how to stream. I forget how to talk. Even though I ramble most of my life. That's how I got here. But let's jump into shit so that we can get this game underway. So, in a second, I will switch over for the intro section to the work of Kevin MacLeod, who puts copyright-free music into Roll20 for people to use, which is super dope. We love that. If you want to see any of those jams and tunes, if you use Roll20, feel free to go down into my bio. There will be a Google Doc that says Roll20 music. I've got it sectioned out into playlists and stuff. If you want to find those tracks and use them, you can, and you can use them for streaming. So if you go to the jukebox of Roll20, that's where you'll find all of that stuff through the subsection and Compotech. Just for the DMs out there. I do rules differently. If you want to see what those are at any point, type in !DND and you will see those rules. I have a Google Doc for them for the next campaign, and probably the campaign... for next campaign they'll be a bit different, and for the campaign after I will probably do a new set, just because I've been testing out the waters with some stuff like that. So yeah, I haven't been DMing for terribly long. This is only my second campaign that I've ever fully written. And yeah, so we're still testing stuff. Cheers, exactly. Gym and bakery is like a net equal, so really does a win. It absolutely is, Shihan. To see the artists that have done the amazing character profiles, type in !DND icons and you will get their details. Shout out to Nebulous Kiwi, who made pretty much all of the icons, and then Maria Blowers, who made the pick crew that I used to create Finch and Raiden's icons. See the artists of the maps that I used, type in DND maps, with an exclamation point at the start, and you will see the Patreon for the Reclusive Cartographer and Go Adventure Maps. A couple little commands that can help out if you are new. !DND who is who, no spaces, will tell you which character plays who, and then you can connect them to the character sheets on screen. Also, !emotions consume, which is the title of this campaign, will give you a little synopsis of the game. Moobot will pop in every now and again to let you know about channel inspiration points. It did so before I started. Gee, thanks, Moobot. So if you think a player's doing some cool shit, feel free to use your channel pushes to give them inspiration points. Each character can have a max of 5, so if they already have a max, you can either get your channel points refunded or give it to somebody else. These do include the NPCs, so it's up to you. A couple of our players are playing different characters, so Ece's playing 2, Brooke's playing 3, and then I'm everyone else. But yeah, so yeah, feel free to see that stuff. Yeah, I don't have who's playing who on that part, but yeah, maybe I might do that quickly in the beginning. That's a good idea. Also, if you scroll down a bit in the panels, you will see that there is a D&D info section that will take you to a PDF of pretty much all of the information about this campaign. So if you're jumping in pretty late, this is near the end of the campaign, so if you want to see what their dope as fuck weapons they're using, or their dope as fuck armor, feel free to go and check those out. All of the stuff in there is all of the canon stuff that has happened throughout the game, all of the information and lore they have learned, so if you're curious, feel free to check that out. We take a break around 8:30 for 30 minutes, or pretty much whenever seems convenient, as we have a long initiative. And also, as I'm the DM, I don't like to chat too often. I leave it to my wonderful monsters to sell out. but also I need to focus on the players as this is their experience. So, without further ado, let's jump into some shiz, y'all. Let's get these peeps up and running. I gotta switch over some stuff. So, minimize Finch again. Hopefully that music is loud enough. It's a good start. But, where's all the stuff? Ew, peeps.
Hello.
Whoa.
Hello.
Did I max the rounds right? I hope so.
Yeah. So, just a quick little thing. So, from the ones that you'll see on screen in a second, after I do the recaps, Ece is playing Sumi and Nerol, so if you want to gift inspiration points to Ece, do clarify which ones you, which character you want to give inspiration to. Brooke is playing Emelia, that's her main character, Saran and the Adventurers Guild, so again, clarify which one.
Adventurers Guild, I need
True.
their steps.
And I am playing Finch, Raiden, and Viconia. Those are the only three that you can gift inspiration to, if you wish. It's up to you if you want to gift inspiration to the monster, but
Don't.
yeah, don't.
I have been tempted at some point. Notably
Please.
when it's not my turn.
Very fair.
Please don't.
It's incredibly fair. But we won't allow that for now. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly have this.
I don't want to suffer more than I have to.
It's very fair. Let's continue down a little bit, Brooke. Oh, okay, there we go. Alright. So, previously on Emotions Consumed, I did a whoops and had to backtrack, so again, my bad about that. I'll try and remember better next time. But, you guys started off the previous session on Doncaster Beach after defeating the Merc Golem and Taria. Finch suggests going back to the castle and gathering the family before trying to resurrect Taria, as memories help the process, and it's better to have people that know her very well. You guys teleport back, message people and friends and family, crowd around her body. Kaz says that he has an alternative to perform, whether the resurrection works or not, so he steps back. Azura shares how Taria showed her not to kill plants. Azula shares their first time swimming together, where Taria threw a crab at him. Emelia shares how Taria always knew where she was, always kept an eye on Emelia, making sure that she didn't cause too much trouble. A golden thread links the siblings to Taria's heart. As the spell progresses, Nerol and Finch realize that something seems off. Sumi, outside in the garden, feels it too and pops their head in to look in through the window. The thread at Taria's heart goes black and severs as it links. Severs at its links. English. There we go. Raiden comforts a confused and frustrated Finch, saying that he doesn't think the gods are listening. Kaz announces that perhaps this means he can finally go on his honeymoon, trying to lighten the mood a little bit. Except for the immediate family, everyone leaves. Viconia stays with Emelia. Finch lingers for a little bit in hesitation, but Nerol guides him out as well. Sumi wanders away to a different section of the gardens. Kaz says that he and Olabella realized long ago that they couldn't pass on their immortality. Watching their kids grow up and pass on would have been heartbreaking, so the two of them planned for this. Kaz and Olabella are the Campaign 1 characters for Brooke, who pretty much saved the planet of Latov, and in turn gained immortality. The family says their goodbyes, they breathe in, and the Emperor Kaz's, that's a funny, why did I do this to myself? Had to make him have that name, huh?
Kazaz.
His presence fades. Taria wakes up suddenly, spluttering and coughing up water. Zillus Heimlichs her, and Taria looks around. Viconia retreats as Taria vaults at Emelia, who cries hysterically. Big Teletubby hug with the siblings as they're all reunited.
That's the wrong one. That's Barney.
Taria Druid crafts a pink and white tulip from a seed that Kaz seems to have left. A tulip, a lavender, a deep cyan lotus, a red rose, a pastel blue jasmine, all hold reminders of each of the family members, and last, Emelia gets to help with a bright sunflower. As day continues, Greg tries to raise Emelia's spirits with archery. Emelia ends up laughing, and everyone around is like, fuck, this ain't normal. The morning the family and friends leave, Emelia giving Taria the other bracelet, which Kaz had been holding onto. The 3 Adventurers Guild survivors from the last fight opt to continue. Nerol fusses over Valondro and his crew as they are coming along this time. So, Voden brings forward a handful of potions, cue inventory sharing, and fight prep. Voden and Pharaoh learn to combine the washed-up gems with the weapons. This improves the weapons and restores some more of their sentience. And from there, you guys teleport to the beach. This time, you are... I forget where you are.
We're
Garrigal, maybe?
yeah, nearer that, but on a different continent. So there's Garrigal, and then we're up here somewhere on the map.
Oh, yeah, okay. You guys are south of Ormskirk, so on the continent of Fabelin. So yeah, that's where you guys are at. On the coast of there, waiting for this giant as fuck blue siren lady. The undead come up, and then there are a fair few of elites that are recognized with gasps. Raiden is the most disturbed, as quite a lot of his very close friends and crew are part of this group. Emelia recognizes one of them as the navigator that she shot in the eye while trying to take hold of the ship when she was possessed. And quite a few other people from the ships that they were on in the very, very beginning. Nerol, in advance this time, asks who not to kill. And you guys pretty much agree to just knock out those elite people so you can try and save them. The siren crawls up onto the sand, spines flaring and letting out the not expected screech, but just a smooth kind of harmony. And then you guys jump into the battle, doing a shit ton of damage and doing some good shit, and also killing off the undead army.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So let me jump back over here. And
Alright, I can play
let's
session notes.
switch this up. So, I'm going to switch over to the above battle music. Feel free to listen along if you want to. There is a specific playlist that we are listening to. Only I can play it on my side, so I've given these guys a link if they want to.
I forget what it's called. Because I have it saved, I just don't...
D&D boss battle, copyright free.
DND.
It was a Spotify thing.
It was, yeah. If you want, I can copy it again for you.
No, I don't have Spotify.
No, that's fair. Do you want the link again, Brooke?
Yes, please.
Cool.
I'm trying to find it, but I can't.
So I'll check it into together. So it's in Goose.
I thought you said Goose for a minute.
Yes, it is in the
Yes,
Goose.
and Goose.
So this is the entirety of the map at the moment. So you've got all of your Adventurers Guild peeps up here. They are safe and chilling. Sumi, Saran, and Finch are up on top of the hill, keeping a fair distance back, and have recently gotten out of the weird cold sphere that the siren had created. Emelia is over here. And then we've got pretty much all of the elites, nearly all knocked out aside from one, surrounding Nirol. And Gunner's down here, and I believe Raiden's all the way down here, as he is flying and trying to get Viconia to go to the other side.
I think I'm flying too, right?
I think you are.
Yeah.
You're invisible.
And flying? Okay. Interesting.
I'm gonna check the flying symbol on you just so I remember.
Yeah. I forgot if I've used needle patch or not.
I have that written down. You have. You haven't used a
Okay.
20 d20.
I have used it.
You haven't.
Oh, I haven't. Oh, sweet. Cool. Let's go.
Let's check that on Raiden so that I know he is flying. There we go. So, back to the top of the round for round 4. Nirol, it is your turn. You have one bastard behind you.
Neryl's hasted action will be to attack that one.
Hey,
That button.
I'm not on the right screen.
Nice.
Good shit.
Straight away.
Good start.
And, well, but hopefully that it doesn't really.
It's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, it's enough to kill him outright.
Knock him
No,
out.
knock him out, sorry. Knock him out. I'm just used to you killing guys, but yeah.
So am I, which is why I asked before the fight.
Very fair. Alright, sweet, sweet. So, the large Minotaur man is KO'd. Hits the ground with a thud.
Right. And normal action, I'll cast level 9 banishment on the siren.
Alright. So... she is going to counterspell you. So you're casting at level 9, so she does have to roll. She's only casting at her base level. So the DC is 10 plus the spell's DC, so 19. And it's a charisma saving throw. Without even rolling, she does succeed. So you feel the spell fizzle in your hands as she seems to pick up on the spell that you're casting, and you see her hollow white eyes widen in shock as she figures out what you're doing and puts a stop to it immediately.
Fair enough.
Good job though. Is there anything else you want to do for your turn? You can walk around these bodies if you want.
Nope.
Emelia. You're good.
Went down the wrong hole.
Good sip, right
Needle
there.
barrage.
The other one. You've done that one.
Well, I thought I hadn't done the needle one.
You've done the needle barrage, you haven't done the 20d20. Which is the call.
Oh, that one then.
Hell yeah. Go for it.
That's this one. Oh no, this one. Is that gonna work? Oh,
Should do. It'll take a while though.
yes. It may have rolled twice. I don't know.
That's alright. You got 2 20s in there.
Yeah,
Good
nice.
shit.
I got 1-1.
Damn. 217 damage. Nice. Good chat.
And that was for my first turn.
Mhm.
Let's just shoot her.
Alright.
We're gonna add a d4 to that. That makes it, I don't know, like 32.
Oh, hell yeah. Sorry, I have to check. I haven't checked her AC since we started. That hits.
That's that amount of damage, and I'm uninvisible now. And how far is that? I'm gonna... I can go 35 feet. What's 35 feet again? Yeah. In line with Viconia.
Alright, so.
I feel like here. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Alright, so. It is Viconia's turn. Viconia is going to bring out her wings.
So done needle barrage and cards today. Cool.
Yep. That's her other thing. Sorry, I meant command. So, speaking the name of the Davis weapon, Viconia calls out to Zoya. That's her name. And her wings sprout out, and she's gonna do her 20d20, and then fly over here to be in line with Raiden. Where is that thing? Cool. So she's done that one, not the other one. So that'll be her hasted one. Don't take the health off Viconia. That's not how that works.
Yeah, don't do that.
It takes 194 damage. Then she's going to do her 2 attacks. She's still concentrating on branding smite, which is that. I'll take off the divine smite and we'll see if she hits and go from there. So 2 attacks with the d4. So 28 hits, and she has advantage because she's flanking with Raiden, so 31 hits as well. How many spell slots she got? She's gonna save though, so she's not gonna do any divine smite, but she's gonna keep her other shit on, and damage. Alright. Nice, she does 218 points of damage. And she's just kind of floating up in the air on the other side, so she can see Raiden, and they're both just kind of giving each other like a feral grin as they're like, yeah, we've got you surrounded, question mark?
Time to play table tennis.
Pretty much, yeah. That is Viconia's turn. The undead army don't exist, so it is her turn. Right, where was all of that shit?
It's the big blue bitch.
Okay. I need a d6, and then I need a d... Why is that music still playing? I didn't turn off the other music. My bad. I've had 2 sets of music playing this whole time. Nice. She's gonna do that again. As she wasn't really impressed by trying to be sent to the Astral Sea. So she brings up her clawed hands to her face, and pretty much from her eyes down, just drags her nails across her face, and when these 2 fingers get to her jaw, she actually opens up her jaw wider, almost unhinging it, and then just screams. I need everybody to make a con save. Hey,
Do I have a
Empire.
thing for cons? I feel like I do.
Oh, are you treeing at the moment?
Yeah.
That's it.
But
It
it's
has a
neural
con
and
save
human
thing, doesn't
data.
it? Yeah, with advantage. Constitution. I didn't even say that right. I would like to use inspiration.
That's very fair.
Is the default to saving throws as well?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna add a default to that. So that is 21 for Emelia. And now Saran, who I don't... Does Saran have advantage? I don't think so.
No.
No. And that's a 14. This one.
So 21, 23, 26, 23. Okay. So if I did that in order, I did. So that is just everyone but Finch. Okay. Also for the peeps at the back.
Oh, my boys. Not my boys.
It goes for a while. It's anyone that can hear it.
So it was just a D20 roll, wasn't it? Straight.
I think it's like +2 or something.
Come on. Fuck. No.
Okay.
That's a no. That's a no for the boys and the girls.
Okay. Cool. So let's roll that. Alright.
That's a no for all.
I believe for you, neural specifically, you get half of this, because it is psychic. So everyone but Neural and Finch take 182 points of damage. Don't worry about the Adventurers Guild just yet, I will get to that. Neural and Finch take 91.
Oh no. Goodbye, Saron. Did you say 182?
Yep.
She's on 63.
Okay, so...
She's now on 100. Negative 190.
Are you serious? Raina's at 187 health right now.
Saran is gone skis.
Raina's
She,
on
like-
5 hit points.
Oh god, Amelia's... Oh fuck, she's...
So is... Don't worry, so is Viconia.
She flying. I don't remember how far up I said.
You'd probably be a decent way off the ground. Neural's fine, yeah?
Up, not fine.
Okay.
8.
Oh yeah, true, sorry, I can't see your health.
5.
The roll.
How much is the entirety of the guild on?
That is a good question. Because it's not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I write this?
Wait, is Neural likely the only one still up?
Rated is on 5 hit points.
Oh,
I think...
I was only half listening, and I thought you said he was on 130, and I was like, while I was doing my calculations, it's like, okay, we're all going to be fine. Raiden's here. Hang on, wait a minute.
No, Raiden
I
would have to
think-
roll otherwise, but he's up, so he's all good.
Oh, I've got Death Ward. I
Death Ward.
think
Death Ward takes effect.
they were on about 80 or 90. I actually don't have it written down.
We'll say
should.
90.
Okay,
And
90. I'll keep it in here when I know.
I'm gonna say they're on about They're on 10 hit points.
10. Cool.
Vaconia and Emelia, your death ward takes effect, so you're both on 1 hit point actually.
Well, so I don't go crashing into the ground.
You both do not, which is very good.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that you guys were both 30. Oh, Vaconia would be a shit ton higher. You'd probably be about 30 feet up, so I'd say you are now on 20 feet.
Cool.
And for my sake, I'm gonna write that down. Because I also need to make note of Vaconia and Raiden. So, Emelia, 20. Raiden, Vaconia. Raiden would have been at least... This creature's big as fuck. 70 feet. Vaconia would have fallen 10 feet, so she's on 60. Alright, sweet. So... Let's make sure to put yourself to 1 hit point, Emelia.
I have done so.
Awesome. I'll put Vaconia to 1, so the death ward goes away for them. And for the sake of just clearing the way a little bit, I'm gonna say since the Screech is like pretty much in front of Nerol, it kind of throws these guys back.
That's handy.
Yeah, isn't it just? Yeah, so that's all good. That happens.
Now see Nerl again.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have no more tree.
Did you fail your con check?
Well, do I go unconscious or do I just do a con check?
I'd say you have to do a con check. You don't drop unconscious. It would be like you go to, but you come back. You need higher than a 10 to keep it. No, Rappy!
Why? Why?
Okay.
Wait, do I have thingies for con checks? No.
Is it just got... Okay. So unfortunately, you lose tree.
Not the tree. That's fine.
My 2 rolls were con checks. 1 used up inspiration. Did it.
Cool.
It's okay, I still have like some more.
They're currently in a boss battle. Hold on, I need to make sure.
Dying.
COVID around.
You are a wonderful human being.
Oh,
Look at
thanks.
that.
Now kill
Look at
Tank.
Before I
that.
forget, I do need to turn
Look
that
at
off for this
that.
one.
Yeah, look, you wearing the mask touching you. Like, oh man, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry, I have to turn that one off because we're doing stuff.
That's dead by daylight.
It's not Dead by Daylight, but yeah.
I'm doing Darrell. I'm doing Darrell. No, I'm doing good tonight, Darrell. There we go. That's
Okay,
what I
it
wanted
still
to say.
plays
I'm
the
doing
audio.
good. I'm Yanni, so I guess I'm a little bit tired still, but you know, details.
I love that it still plays the sound, but it doesn't play out. It doesn't get rid of the other stuff. Okay, don't worry. Sorry, guys. Derailed. Ain't that the ADHD way? I'll work on that. That was her attack, so she can't do that again for that thing. Bad chatter, I can do what I want. That is the end of her turn. It is Finch's go.
No, that's
No, it's not. Alright, so death saves. Raiden, who was on 5 hit points, I believe he's already done his... I actually don't know if he's done his full HP thing. But he can choose a creature to be on full HP.
Do not choose the siren.
No, probably not. He's not that dumb.
Just as like, yeah, gonna do the siren.
God, we haven't had enough. Let's do this again.
Yeah. Raiden, as his hasted bonus action, his hasted action, is going to put Finch to full HP. Just hoping to get someone over there to full HP. As you can see, that fucked a lot of people up. And then he himself is going to do a... Oh no, sorry, that's going to be his normal thing. His hasted action will be his healing, which I don't have a thing for apparently. Good job, Timer. $5d10 plus 20. Okay. He heals 50 hit points and then is just gonna chomp on some glass as well. As he do, he's got discipline. 10d4 plus 20. Yep. Let's check that over there. So plus 98 HP. There's gonna be Raiden's turn. So run. Undead peeps, that's fine. What are the Adventurers Guild gonna do? Brooke?
They're gonna heal at 3rd level, which is 3d8. 3d8 plus 4.
Alright, nice.
17 plus 4 is
Good shit.
21. So 31 HP.
Nice. Keep them up and alive and.
I'm trying to keep them alive.
Do you want to have them move? Maybe scatter around a bit.
Yeah, and back.
Yep. So right to the back.
Back and yeah.
We'll have
Go
like
do
a
your
couple
cheerleaders.
Yeah, they're gonna cheerlead.
Yep. Okay.
Got hair on my mouth.
Cool. So these guys are all the way at the back up there. There's little dudes. We're just gonna zoom in a little on here now.
Yep.
So. Okay. Do that, right. Sumi. Alright. Back to the top of the round for round 5. Neural.
So I was only half listening during Raiden's thing, but can the hasted action be used for the weapon's healing touch?
Yes, it can.
Then I'm going to do that.
Absolutely. Sorry, I thought
5d10.
I put that in with the healing thing. But it can't be used in hasted actions, so just for future reference for everybody. $54, nice.
It's 9. Then she'll use Kavinal's command.
Hell yeah.
Move forward that tiny little bit and stab for D20.
Hell yeah, go for it.
Have a setup force.
Nice.
Good stuff. Oh,
I thought it was 20 d20.
it is 20 now. Because
Oh,
I
right.
upgrade. Feel free to roll another 10d20.
Yeah. Who's that one?
Nice.
216. Good shit.
And bonus action. Drink a potion of healing supreme, which written on her one, but I have written on Sumi's 10d4.
Yes, absolutely.
There. Who one breathes, and then end of turn do that to the temporary hit point.
Alright, nice.
And that's turn.
Cool, great.
Pretty much back up to full.
Nice. Definitely where you want to be. Amelia, you are up.
I'm gonna do some healing.
Good idea.
Gonna use this supreme healing potion. What was it? 10d4.
I'm gonna keep that open actually. Supreme, 10d4 plus 20.
10 d4 plus 20. Oh, there we go. That. Oh, that's a loss. So we add a plus. Where's the plus? Plus 53. And then we're going to use the bow, one of the bow healings,
Nice.
which is 5d10 plus 20. 5d10 plus 20. 5d10 plus 20 plus 46. It's 100. And then she's going to move and be here. And then that's the end of her turn. I kind of flying up like 5 feet as well.
Alright, awesome. Cool. That is your turn, yeah?
Yep.
Awesome. Baconia is gonna be doing some healing. Who could have guessed? She's gonna do her action as her lay on hands and drop 100 hit points on herself. And then hasted is gonna be the healing from her weapon. And then she's going to I'm just gonna say drop a superior. So dice roll one of them, and then it is 8d4 plus 8. So sorry, I read that as hi, I'm broke, and also same.
No, but that is what it says.
Okay, good. Same.
I missed out on O.
This is fine.
But it's like accurate, so you know.
So that is 187 hit points to Laconia. And that is that one. Yep, that's her turn. Undead Army don't exist. It is back around to her turn.
Oh no!
We roll this. Lucky. She is with her hands still like holding her mouth open. She's going to pretty much drag her jaw down wider. The sides of her mouth start to tear as the big spines on the back of her spine stand up on end and start rattling. As then she lets out another shriek, not the same as the last time, but that cold area that's all surrounding her that you guys can feel yourselves in just gets significantly colder, and you feel some of the life that is around you guys start to be drained.
I'm resistant to cold.
It's not cold.
Fuck.
Yeah, it just makes you feel cold.
Oh my god, is it necrotic?
Maybe. So I need everyone to make a con save.
I'm not good at those anymore.
Those guys are out of it, so they are all good. It's just Raiden and...
Con save.
So I did Raiden's first. Raiden and Vicaria.
I don't have advantage anymore. I can add a d4.
I mean, if you want advantage, just go stand near Neural.
I know.
Unlike what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
They all ditch her and like, wait a minute, guys.
Well, I'm just doing what Emelia would do, and she's like, I'm now worried about Viconia.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's fair.
Never said she was
will
logical.
go down. Viconia will go no. Finish the fight.
Yeah, and... Oh, wait, no, she's down. Don't worry about that.
Oh, it's everyone that's up here, so Sumi, Finch, and Saran are outside of it.
Okay, well, she's
fine.
down anyway, so...
Yeah.
17. Wait, do I have advantage to those normally? I don't think so.
I don't think normally. Okay.
I don't think
So the only person that succeeded that was Nerol.
God damn it, Nero.
Hey, someone's going to be standing if it's Nerol, fuck yeah. You want the
Might
cleric
be,
to be
yeah.
standing.
That is also
So,
true.
anybody have resistance to necrotic damage?
I don't think so.
Hers is just fire. Radiance might be necrotic. His is necrotic. Okay, he's taking half. Yeah, so nobody else will because Raiden does. So Viconia and Emelia, you take 48 points of damage.
Well, you know, I'm not dead, so that's something.
Raiden takes 24. Neural, you take half of. Yeah, you just take half, so you take 24 as well.
You said 48, right?
Yep. So.
One actual point of damage.
Lol.
And you can see she heals from this.
Bitch.
She is going to... What is her fucking shit? It's gonna be hard to try to describe, but it's... Okay, it's gonna sound like a different spell, but don't worry. So, as she has her, like, as she is stretching out her jaw, she removes that and, starts to, almost, like, scratch the air around her, and you can see the visage of her becomes blurry. You won't know what that means till you try and hit her. But that is the end of her turn. It is Finch's go. Finch is going to stand up, move over here, and drag Saran next to him with the little bit of his movement that he has. He is going to call out a Bardic Inspiration to Emelia. Emelia, you have a d12.
Yes. Wait, can that be used on again?
Attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks.
Nice.
So pretty much everything.
Would probably be safe for a saving throw.
Fair enough. Very, very fair. Yes, please go to sleep, Narapi. Thank you for coming in. Have a good sleep. Finch is then going to at least get these guys up. So... where is that one thing? I don't think I took it. Oh well. Is going to do 5th level cure wounds. Why did I do that? No, I'm not. That is not what Finch is doing, sorry. My dumbass. Finch doesn't have...
they down bad.
Yeah. Which is why Finch wouldn't do that, because he's not that dumb. Finch is actually very smart. Unlike Tyler. He's going to spend his action to stabilize Sumi with a medicine check. So to get a 10. Cool, Sumi is on 0. So that is bonus action, action. Take away one of those. And I believe that's all Finch can do at the moment. But while Finch is standing up over here, Finch is going to call out to Nerol and say, if more than one of us can cast it, maybe it won't stand a chance to just counter it. I have the spell, I don't know if Saran does. I don't know who else does as well. Could you call out to Vraconia? Or even Emelia, see if they have banishment. The more of us that cast it, the higher the probability.
I'm out of slots.
Okay. Finch is just shouting that at you.
Yep. When it gets to Neral's turn, she'll put the word on.
Yep, so good. That is Finch's go. Raiden is going to not bother healing, he's going to do all 3 of his attacks. He luckily has advantage, so let's see what happens. 2, 3.
What is banishment?
Pretty much exactly what it says. Sends it back to its target realm.
No, what level?
4.
4 normally, but someone earlier mentioned that it could be put up to 9, and Neryl just wanted to test that as sort of a, if these things come back, we know what we can actually do to them next time, rather than find some hidden weapons that are probably not going to want to exist after this.
I don't know if Emelia can get it.
Rangers, probably not. Vraconia,
Yeah.
maybe. But highest she can cast is 5th, but it's still
Yeah,
her
I don't
casting.
have it.
So that's 2 crits from Raiden and the 35 hits, so...
Go, Raiden.
Oh, I thought he meant 9th level, but you just meant at any level cast.
9th level has a higher chance and Finch can cast it. Just at a higher level, I guess, whatever highest you can at the moment. What is Raiden's thing? What is your weapon? Tell me. Is it a d6? Additional weapon damage die, so just the damage die, so that's an extra 3d6, which is maxed out to 3 6s are 18.
Yep.
Thank you.
I know that at least.
I always get that one mixed up. 4 3s are 12, 34, 48, 50, 80, 80, 40, 38. Shut up, go away. 48. Sorry, alarms. I believe that is all of Raiden's shit, which means he does 549 damage, which definitely gets rid of the amount that she healed. The spines... I forgot about that, actually. I need to roll dice. She's got that many of them, so...
Preach.
Okay. Math. Sorry, y'all. So the first one still hits her, so she's got that many. Second one misses. Third one hits her. So she takes the... she takes the 2 crits, which is nice. So she still does take those extra bits of damage.
Nice.
But she just doesn't take the middle one, which is fine. 48, 50, 80, 80, 40, 48, 30. Okay, so it's only 453 instead of the 500. You can see as Raiden slashes at her, a few of the spines on her back actually fully come off, and the deep, almost like black blood that she has is now like visibly pouring from wounds that she has. She is looking hurt. Saran. And peeps don't exist. Adventurers Guild, what they doing?
They're healing.
They're healing, alright. You don't want them to
They're
do
healing.
cheerleading?
No, I don't want them to die.
Alright, fair enough.
I have these stats. Okay, I'm pretty sure they've used up all their 3rd slots.
Okay,
So we're going for a second.
go for it.
2d8. 2d8 plus 4.
Get rid of that one. It's
5,
just-
9. So they were at 31, so now they're at 40.
Good job.
Okay.
That's their turn, yeah?
Yep.
Awesome. Sumi is stable. Back to the top of the round for round 6. No roll. It's a free action to speak.
She'll call out Viconia if you can, use banishment, and then turn, ignoring whatever Viconia says back, turn straight to the sire and says, "You think that's a scream?" And as she calls back, use her hasted action to use Kavinal's Disruption Smash, as she also screams.
Yes! I love that. Go for it. Laconia does have it, and she luckily has one of her 2 5th level spells, so she can at least cast it at her highest. Nice.
That's not bad.
Nice.
It
Some
is-
good rolls.
It is 12d12 actually now.
Oh, why am I always forgetting these?
No,
ones?
that's totally fine. It was a last minute update
actually-
last time.
I know why I'm forgetting that one. Is wait, 12d. That's not actually written down at all
Isn't it?
anywhere. No, 12d12 is the standard damage output. Either that or it's got no name to it.
Did I not do the thing that I was supposed to do? Because I'm pretty sure I went through everyone's character sheets.
Did, but that Disruption Smash is not named at all on there.
Oh, true. Oh, I said 10
But
to
if you want it to
Radiant.
be,
My bad.
so
There we go.
it's such a good roll.
It was. Sorry about that. There's so many 9s and 8s.
Yeah, even a 10.
Hell yeah.
Roll the dice.
Roll 20 is just gonna take its time.
There we go.
Nice. 82, good shit.
Wasn't too bad either.
Alright. So you've used both of yours. Raiden and Baconia just have their 12d12s.
Then rabbit hop back 30 feet. Maybe to the side of 30 feet so I don't land on someone.
Yep.
And then normal move. There.
Mm-hmm.
And normal action. 7th level banishment. Try that.
Okay, are you going to hold it, or are you going to cast it now? Or are you going to hold it until other people are casting?
Oh, did he mean cast it all together?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I'll hold.
Cool. So I just want to... it might have been a miscommunication on my part. It probably was, but yeah.
I've been focusing on a couple of other things as well, so that wouldn't help.
Very fair.
Then temporary hit points. That's
Alright, awesome. So you were casting at 7th, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, I'm going to make note of that. Awesome. Emelia.
You know what? We're gonna do some more healing. Gonna down another potion, and that's our last one, but to have. That's fine. Well, not our last potion, but our last supreme. Okay. Give me 10 D4 plus 20 4 to 1.
Nice.
And then we are going to use another one of the bows as our action.
Yo, go for it. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Which
You're right
is
there, Tyler.
18. Next, 50.
Nice. I'll take off that.
Okay. And that is the end of Amelia's turn.
Alright. Vaconia, who can, would probably just be able to, actually, I have to make a perception check for her. Okay, her passive perception is pretty high, actually. She would have heard you, and forgoes her attacks and holds 5th level banishment, which is the highest spell that she can cast. You see that she is... sorry, as it's the creature's turn, you can see she immediately begins to see each of these castings, recognizing them again, and tries to pretty much tries to swat at Vaconia and Emelia, desperately trying to get rid of at least one of them. So these are attacks. She can only do one, so she's gonna hit Vaconia. 29 hits her. She takes half of that. So Vaconia takes 36 points of damage, and she has to make a save. Why? Don't roll dice. She has a character sheet. It's an instinct. Con save. Alright. You can see as the hand swats Vaconia, she gets kind of thrown back a little bit, but as the middle of the webbed hand makes contact with her, parts of her armor start to freeze, and then she kind of pretty much flexes it off, and it just kind of shatters and goes away as she resists the paralyzing effect. I nearly keep saying the name of the creature. She then turns to Neural to try and break that, and is just going to try and cast this at you. That definitely hits you. What level? 5th. What are you resistant to again, Neural?
It
Psychic.
is cold acid psychic.
Nice. She chose to do an acid spell on you, and that is going to be half of that. So that is 12 acid damage. As she
Not even on my temporary.
exactly from the middle of the palm of her hand, a large arrow dripping with like pretty much bright green acid just shoots out at you. It does hit you. It pretty much like hits you in the leg and like pins your leg to like the ground, but the acid from it doesn't hurt as much as you kind of expect it to. And then once it like hits you, you just kind of shrug it off, and then the acid arrow, because that's what it is, just kind of evaporates and splashes acid all around you, which again doesn't do much. You see, she is actually really fucking terrified at the moment.
Yeah.
Finch is going to. Finch only has one action and can see that everybody's doing that, so. Oh fuck, I forgot. Finch has a fucking bonus action thing that can heal. Finch is going to use all 3 of his new druid ability, which can heal Sumi as he walks up to Neural. Sumi gains... How much extra is this? It's that plus his level, maybe? Blah blah blah. Equal to the total. Okay. So Sumi gains 9 hit points and 3 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Yeah. As Finch starts to walk away, the trail behind him is a very vast array of very odd looking flowers that are very like bright and iridescent in color, and the grass becomes almost like a more vibrant green with some purple flecks through it. As Sumi opens his eyes, he is immediately hit with the vision of Finch walking away with all of these flowers and stuff, and then the scent of them through the mask, which he immediately recognizes from the Feywild. Finch then moves up next to Neural, extends a hand, and casts the only 9th level spell that he has. Only 9th level spell slot, sorry. And casts Banishment. So we've got a 7th, a 5th, and a 9th. I don't think Surround's...
Surround doesn't have it anyway.
Mm-hmm. She's also not awake, so...
Yeah, she a bit dead right now.
Mm-hmm. Finch is going to pretty much yell out now, and each of you that are holding your banishments can let that happen. So, altogether, this is technically, let me see if I can do math right. I'm using a calculator, I don't trust myself. This is technically a 21st level spell. Just add all of the levels together, and since she can only cast counterspell to one of them, and she doesn't really know what to do, I'm going to leave this up to a roll to see if she can tell. She rolled really high. Oh, here's a funny thing, actually.
Is she just like, no?
she casts counterspell at Finch. Finch, who then counterspells her. Completely and utterly negating both sides, and the spell's still going through. So she has to
Boy,
make...
this feels like a game of unstable unicorn.
Hell yeah. So she still has to make a charisma saving throw. But the DC for this, as each of these was added together, Nira, what is your spell save DC?
18.
18 plus 19 plus what's Vagonia's? Hers is 19 as well.
56.
56, yep. You guys do have to keep concentration of it for 10 rounds, but she is the only threat.
That's why Nero was waiting before, until all the enemies around her were gone.
So, her charisma saving throw is only 35. So, as each of you cast the spell at her, the remaining three blurry visions of her, she extends a hand to try and get rid of Finch in the last-ditch effort to maybe lower this to give her a chance. Finch immediately just whipping a hand back and snapping, not letting any of that shit slide. And the cut-off sound that you hear is where her last screams have been very high-pitched and almost harmonic. This is a deep, guttural, fear-filled scream that doesn't get to reach the peak before she vanishes. As each of you are now just waiting, as each moment ticks by, no other threats around to stop you. I'll say in these next few rounds, is there anything that you guys want to do? I will say, because Saran's turn is up next, Raiden isn't aware of what's happening over there, and there is a certain amount of death saves that Saran specifically has, so I have to roll for her, and then we'll go from there.
I'm gonna heal some peeps with my bow. I like flying to them.
Alright, sweet. So, number of saves for Saran. What do you guys
She's
want to
been
do?
down for a while.
She has. So you guys pretty much have a turn each. So we'll go through it relatively quickly. Does Simi want to do anything?
Sumi will... I haven't used him so long now, I've forgotten what he's got available.
Nerol, Vaconia, and Finch will be concentrating, so that'll be their primary thing.
He'll wander over and start healing whoever's left of the Adventurers Guild.
You'd probably be revivifying, actually, if anything. Unless you're specifically healing the people that are already up, which I think they'd be on pretty decent health by now.
They're on like 40.
Sumi has no diamonds, so he is just like healing wording those who he can.
Okay, sweet. Cool. Emelia, is now you by concentrating?
She's gonna like fly, so she's in front of like Vaconia's face. Well, no, onto the side of Vaconia, but at least she could see her and touch her lightly with the bow, so not to break her concentration, then heal her. I forgot what it was. 5. Where is it? Oh no, it's here. 5, 10. Laconia heals 42.
Awesome. I forgot to put that on repeat. Alright, awesome. Concentrating.
Wait, has Saran been stabilized?
Nope.
I did not realize that.
Okay, that's fine. Raiden's gonna do
I retract Sumi's action.
I will allow that. Go on.
Like, Finch had stabilized her ages ago, so I wasn't concerned about it.
He could only stabilize Sumi, and he wanted to wake Sumi up before going to cast his Night Devil spell and not keep everyone waiting. You can absolutely do that. So medicine check or anything else that you may have.
Do a 7th level heal, which is 80 hit points.
Alright. Is Saran up from that? Brooke?
Sorry, what?
Is Saran up from if she heals 80 hit points?
No.
Okay,
But does she go up 80 hit points?
she does. Okay.
Sorry, my sister sent me a message and I like completely zoned out.
No, you're totally fine. I thought you were checking stuff because I saw the lights on your face change, so I was like, she might be looking at something, I'll just give her a second. You're totally fine. Okay, so then all of that stuff back to Finch to Raiden. Raiden technically doesn't know Saran. Raiden probably thinks Saran's fine, so he's going to fly over to his crew, specifically to Goztash, and just start checking them, seeing if there's anything you can do. He does drop his rage. Okay. Back to Sumi's turn. Sumi, as you go to... After you've done your heal and seeing that it hasn't worked, you check her pulse. And Saran is dead. She failed her last save.
No! Why do I keep killing my characters?
I shouldn't. There's like, because Sumi's like half accidental necromancer, I really just want to reanimate them straight away, but that'd be a terrible idea.
Oh,
That'd be really funny.
Yeah, damn.
Because there was. Yeah, if anything dies within 10 feet of him, he can just immediately bring it back as a zombie, but I don't think that's a good idea for someone we're supposed to be liking.
Yeah. The really funny thing is, she's a necromancer wizard as well. So, I mean, she might be half and half on it. Who knows?
Is she?
She is a necromancy wizard, yeah.
Okay, in this case, Sumi's just going to go wander off and start
She is.
tending wounds.
No. In that case, I have a marker to make. So, insert time here. So it has been 2 rounds. So there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So, 8 more rounds pass. Actually, I need to make some other rolls for things.
No!
Blondrel, I'm guessing?
No.
She comes back. YOLO.
She does, but
Fuck.
no. She comes back, but as soon as she does, you don't have to concentrate on the spell, as immediately her head hits the sand a few feet behind Raiden as she appears back, but completely dead.
That's
Neural.
convenient.
you hear in your head, "Thank you."
Ah, right.
Just, oh yeah, right.
I was like, oh yeah, thanks. Oh yeah, right, that's a thing. You can see all across her body there are... attention, chat. This is graphic. I'll give you a thumbs up or you can come back if you want to mute for a sec. There are quite literally massive chunks of her that were bitten off. There are massive teeth marks in her. A large chunk of her face has been ripped off. Most of her spines are gone. There are just literal chunks taken out of her, and each part where she has had like a bite taken out of her, there is thick black like marks where the blood is like seeping out. The blood going from the deep black color to a kind of like purpley color. And it's just making the water that purple color as there's just blood coming out. You can come back now. Just give content warnings when necessary. But yeah, you guys have defeated her. You guys pretty much got her taken out by the thing that wanted her dead when she still had nearly 2,500 hit points left. So it took out 2,500 hit points in about 5 rounds. So the thing that wants these things dead is terrifying.
Next campaign, you get to fight that thing.
Oh, you don't want to?
That's the whole point.
No, the next one's a bit more interesting. I like to hope. So you guys can drop your concentration and can go back to doing what you need to. You do see behind you that Saran has been pretty much bleeding out, and she is dead. As you guys can run over to her if you wish.
Can I do that and cast Revivify?
Yeah, Emelia probably doesn't get to her first if she's concerned about, because these guys are closer to Saran, so they probably get to her first. So it'll probably be Neural and Finch who get to decide what to do first. It hasn't been 10 rounds, so Revivify is an option.
I was going to ask, sort of, because like I'll revivify. I mean, the alternate option was not going to be an issue anyway after a longer period of time. But if revivify is an option, cool. Neural will attempt revivify.
That goes through as she wakes up on 1 hit point, right?
Revivify.
I believe it's 1 hit point.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. She takes a deep gasp in as she kind of sits up, surrounded by her own blood. She doesn't speak for a fair while. She's just kind of taking her surroundings as she stands up and takes a few steps forward. Viconia's going to go over to Raiden before seeing that, being so high up, she can see that these guys are taken care of. So she'll fly over down to Raiden to see pretty much these people. They're the one that she was on the boat with, the tabaxi, and see what's happening. Okay, that's what you do. Raiden pretty much like gathers these people around, and just starts to try and figure out what to do before calling out to Nerol and Finch. Is it going to be the same? So what do we do? You don't exactly have any more immortal people that can bring them back. Are they just dead?
As soon as Saren's up and moving, Neril started walking straight towards where Sumi is and dealing with the Downed Adventurers Guild. And over his shoulders calls, "I don't know, we'll figure that out later."
Mm-hmm. Finch, who's standing nearby, is just having a look over each of them, and I'm really not sure if they can be brought back. I mean, these people are in a lot worse state than what Taria was in. I think that they only really needed one host or one person, so the Merc Golem chose Taria. And then left everyone else to be its minion. I'll try though. I can at least try. There's nothing wrong with seeing if it'll work. I don't know if I can try on all of them, but him. If anyone, him. And he's pointing to the person that he's standing in front of. So they both bring him forward, and Finch goes to start setting up the ritual, and then asks, is there anyone else that can talk about him? I mean, just one person might not be enough. Are we gonna be able to get them all back to the castle? Might have to take a couple of trips, but I've got the spell slots, so if anything, yeah, I'll do it. Fine. Emelia, as you're flying up over the body, you can see that the form of the creature, which is called a chaos hag, begins
Makes
to
sense.
begins to pretty much be washed out into the water and slowly dissolves into the water before on the shore washes up a massive, like bigger than the other gems put together. If all four of those gems were put together, let me check which one this is actually. A sapphire that is just probably 15 by 20 feet. It just washes up, and then the waves just kind of roll over it every now and again. It's a deep sapphire color, and the sapphire is a very deep blue, and it's not one that you've seen before.
Oh, it's a new one?
Mm-hmm. So, sorry, I wanted to quickly clarify with Neural. Are you revivifying as many people as you can, or are you...
She has no more 300 gold diamonds, but if she finds Vlondrel or anyone more important out of that group, she has a few raised dead diamonds available for later on.
Okay.
I have
She's mostly
2.
cast Aura of Life, just to make sure anyone that is below 0 can be stabilized straight away.
Sweet.
I have 2 diamonds if you find anyone that needs revivifying.
I mean, it's the whole adventurer's guild.
Yeah.
2 diamonds. I mean,
So,
it's
I
2
mean,
people.
You'd
Well,
probably...
obviously the more important people.
Yeah. So, I actually don't remember how many...
Like Vlondrel and those 3 people that I'm now protective of.
Yes. Okay,
Yes,
so...
those 3 are very important, actually.
Yes, they are. They are now.
Okay, so Viconia and Emelia, you can do 2 revivifiers each. I will get you to roll... let's do a roll to see if Vlondrel and those 3 peeps are alive. So it is basically a D100 roll for these 4 people. And what I'm going to do is roll some as well. And let's go Vlondrel, person 1, person 2, person 3.
Just give them really weird names.
Like two super fantasy or super long names, and then the last one's just like Bob, Joe.
Yeah, Dan, Greg.
Greg too.
One's like Legolas. The others,
Lord Balthazar.
yeah, and the other one's just Bob.
Yep.
From accounting.
Bob Smith.
Bob Smith.
Yeah, Bob Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, John Smith.
Okay, so how this is going to work is I've rolled for the 4 people. They each have a D100 number associated to them, and you have to roll near their number, and there is some leniency within those numbers as well. So, because there are so many of them, this is meant to be difficult, but you guys still do have your revivify things if need be. So, I'll get Neural to roll a D100 for Vlondrel.
Doop.
Vlondrel is one of the ones that are dead.
She'll stand over him, hands on hips, typical, and move on. Every intention of bringing him back, but like,
she can
no
do
point
it
in
later.
grieving over him because of that.
Fair enough. Okay. Brooke, person 1, D100.
Person 1.
Guild person 1.
94.
Yeah.
No, that person's definitely dead. The number was like 32. So you can use one of your revivifiers to bring them back.
Yeah, fuck it, let's bring them back.
Alright. Cool, so...
Who needs diamonds for any other purpose right now?
Not as if we've still got another fight to go.
Guild member 2, I'll get Ece, you can roll. D100.
Super high rolls all the time. The point where it really doesn't matter.
You're actually one out from them, so they are dead as well. Viconia and or Emelia can bring them back. So,
Yeah, let's do it.
okay. And then person 3, Emelia, Brooke, you roll, sorry.
This will be the one character who has like a
Fucking,
95
like,
or
90
something
or
as their
some
number.
shit.
Yeah.
No, their number's actually 34, so they are alive.
Yay! One of them was
One of them
already-
was alive, so I'll say Viconia uses 1, you use 1. You both still have a Revivify diamond left.
Nice.
Unless,
These random people are gonna be like, why did they revivify?
There are also a couple of fairly high-ranked people, if you want to revivify them, that's completely up to you. But, I don't know.
Like, high ranking how? Like, how much do they matter right now?
They have status like Valandril does, so, like, they order people around and have worked pretty much their whole lives to get to the point where they are.
Part of a group of soldiers. Soldiers die. Valandrils and the others have sort of special status because they're special to us personally. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say leave them.
Yeah. Amelia's taken a special interest in these 3 random soldiers.
Fair enough. Wow. Sweet, sweet. So, you both still have one of those left. Nerol can bring back Valandril in her own sweet time, if she wishes.
Well, I mean, I don't have the higher level. Like Revivify is the lowest level of them, and because it can be used immediately. But the other ones I don't have immediately prepared, so she'll need a rest anyway. And she's got 10 days worth of time before it needs to be done.
Yeah. I mean...
At least spell-wise.
Because, I mean, Viconia can, like, chuck you one of the diamonds to at least get him up for now, because otherwise it would need to be a... it would basically need to be one of the ritual spells, so...
Fine. I mean, if I bring him back now, I'm not going to have the time to give him a good talking to, so...
You can think of how to growl him later.
Yeah.
Cool. So same.
Plus, there should be still a few of his soldiers left to help with memories and stuff like that.
Alright, so take.
Hopefully.
Odds or evens?
Even.
No.
Fair enough.
There are people that know Valandril, though. Saran knows Valandril. The Isles.
Yellow. Oh, wait. Yellow. Come back.
Yellow, come back from whatever other planet you went to bring back Valandril.
If I can just pops back one day, it's like, hey guys, and we're like,
What?
where the fuck have you been?
Only here for
My
a second.
The
My
really
guy?
the really funny thing is, and I've told Jake this as well about Gallo, is Gallo is from a tiefling race on another planet, and he is actually royalty.
Yes, you did tell me that.
Yep. So despite
Which
his
I
whole
laughed
thing with
at.
royalty, he is a royal. He actually
Which
is.
was very amusing.
This is really funny. Yeah. Anyway, you guys defeat these peeps, defeat the people, and can go back to the castle. I'll drag you guys back up to the map. And let me switch you guys back over to here. So, you bring these people back to the Moonstone Mansion, and can choose to do pretty much whatever you want from here. You guys do level up to level 21. If you're level 20 in a class, you get a boon.
Ooh.
So I think it's only Finch and Neural that don't. You guys can just choose whichever extra level you want to take.
Time for bone.
There we go.
I forgot where we find those.
I'll find the link because I've got it saved somewhere and post it.
Sweet.
What we might do is, so I can figure out what the yuck to do for the next rest of the session, is we can take our break here, and then I'll come up with some jank for the rest of the session. And then you guys can at least get ready for the next battle. Yeah, that sound good?
Yep.
Awesome. So we'll come back at like 9:50, 9:45 or so. Yeah, so I will see you guys back then. I will ramble to chat for a second. See y'all soon.
Okay. Wait, when are we coming back?
9:45 or 9:50.
Okay, cool. Cool, that works.
8:50, sorry. Fucking hell.
9:50?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Quarter to 9 or 8:50. There we go.
Guys.
Fucking hell. Look, I don't know time things.
That's fair.
Okay.
Jeebus. Alright, I need to quickly turn this thing on. That one. Okay. So, these guys will be back after we have our break. I will switch to tunes because we don't really need the boss battle music at the moment. I did miss what happened in chat, so yeah, just do watch that stuff in my chat, please. But it has been sorted. It is okay. We can move on from it. But yeah. So these guys will be back pretty soon. They will be. Raiden has some things to do. So does Neural with Flondrel. And also there's some stuff with Finch, which I'm gonna continue writing up while we're in this break. But we will see you back in about half an hour, just so that we can make and eat some dinner, because it's about 8:20 at the moment, so we gotta have a break. But yeah, we'll see you back in a little while. I will pop up these if people want to do it. I guess it's just kind of become a thing, which is kind of funny. But up to you what you want to do. I want to see if it cooperates first. It doesn't seem to want to. Oops. There you go. Now it's working. Okay, so I'll mute out, turn some sounds up, and do some stuff, but we'll be back soon. See y'all. Good timing, good timing. Hey, what is up? Yeah, sometimes it is very broken, sorry. You do gotta put in the things a couple of times, just because sometimes it doesn't pick it up if you put them in too quickly. That is a downside about it, so I normally say give it a couple of seconds in between each one. Tyler, hey! Hello. I am gonna get my dinner after stream, just because I had to write some stuff up for this next little bit. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes it just says no, and it's fucking rude. But get here, no more. Sorry, I'll close that so then nobody wins. Haha. Someone give a hug to Toad. I do want to actually set up a hug command, because it's really cute. But, yes, please do give hugs to Toad. we're sorry about you putting it in twice. We're sorry. But yeah, we've got some stuff. So we shall, I'm just gonna quickly check if Brooke is back. Before I jump in, some things. Very bad, I'm not panic. It just hates me after all. It's just rude. It's just very rude. We don't accept that. It's bullshit of a time. Okay. In that case, let me jump back. Whoa! I grabbed my remote instead of my mouse. Good job. Hold up. Good timing on the song finishing too. Haha. Alright. Let's see where that's at. So, let's check this book. Oop. Alright. So we are currently back in the Ahrozath mansion, and they've just pretty much got everyone back. They have the people that the elite from the fight have been placed outside at the moment, but they've brought the one that Raiden wanted to try and bring back, Goztash, inside. They have opened up the portal to get some people through. Raiden very specifically asking for someone named Verkelm. Verkelm is a human man that is in a situation with Raiden at the moment. They don't know if they want to call it romantic yet, but digress. So Raiden asked Finch to set up the ritual. So again, the way that these rituals work is we do them like skill checks, very similar to Critical Role. So each person who wants to put forward something towards bringing this person back, they talk about something and roll the specific skill check that aligns with what they're talking about, and then from there, it changes a DC, and then I make a roll at the end. This is a bit different, as there are bigger, very, very, very much bigger powers at play within these people specifically. So, Raiden isn't too hopeful, but he still wants to try, because this is his very, very good friend. there were 3 other people that were a part of his crew. He decided that he wanted to at least try this on Goztash first. The other 3 that were with them on the on Fabelin were a couple of people that were on the ships in the very, very beginning, in Session 0, with Vaconia, Emelia, and another player character who was in Game 2. But we're kind of leaving those to the side at the moment. Vaconia will probably have a conversation with Emelia about what wants to happen. But that'll come in a second. So, Finch has laid out the ritual, and Goztash, who is a Simic hybrid man with pink hair, he has it kind of shaved on the sides, and has a kind of like how I'm wearing one at the moment, except it's fully pink. These people are, when you first saw them on the beach, they were all covered in urchin spines and stuff like that. They were all a bluish-grey colour. Since the Chaos Hag died, the normal colour of these people have come back. I'll say in whatever way that you guys chose to, you brought back the sapphire as well. And once the... Actually, we'll get to that in a second. Otherwise I'm going to cross over too many things. So, focusing on one thing at a time. ADHD brain. Verkelm and Finch are... Sorry, Verkelm, Raiden, and Finch are sitting together, and the portal is still open at the moment. Finch gets everything set up and then pretty much turns it over to Raiden and the human man Verkelm. Verkelm speaks up first, just briefly talking about the person that Goztash is. A very good friend, a strong leader, someone who went into places and always left those places better than he found them, very compassionate, and just an all-round, a very good person. And I don't have my dice on me. Why do I not have my dice on me? I'm a fool. So, in that case, I will say Verkelm's role is I'd say it's a performance role just based on him, Goztash's person. So, generally kind of charisma. Very good. Okay. Raiden, who takes a bit longer to speak, as he's just kind of thinking. Goztash has known me for the longest time. Partially for that, I'm sorry. No, I'm not always the nicest person, but you always saw past that. You always made me a better person than I... Oh. You at least always talked me out of being an ass. You saw the best in me when other people just took everything at face value, which I can't really blame them for. Pretty much everything Verkelm said. You are a compassionate person. You are a friend to everybody. I don't have that many people that are close to me, that I consider friends, that I consider people I actually want to be around. People probably feel the same about me. But you always were there. You slapped me upside the head when I needed it, and you were probably only one of the people that could reach. Just I've never known what it's like to have a brother, but I imagine you are everything that it would be. You never saw me as a child of a god. You just saw me as me. I need you here, brother. We've got more shit to do. Come on. And it'll be a persuasion. So, Raiden's persuasion isn't too great, but he's gonna give it a go. And he rolled really well. Vercum rolled an 18, Raiden rolled a 19. As Finch goes to close up the spell, you hear a couple of people from the other side of the portal call out, "Wait," and a small group of people start coming forward, and they start talking about Ghostash. That he's a mentor to them. He took in these group of lower tiered guild members and took the time to show them how they could grow, what they could do better, showed them how to wield weapons in this way, showed them how to protect themselves, how to make themselves grow, and showed them just how to be a strong person for other people, not be scared, be able to grin fairly in the face of danger, which probably isn't a good thing always, but Ghostash took each and every one of these people in that thought they could never make something of themselves and showed them that they could. And each and every one of these people that talk up, there's probably, it starts with being like one or two, and then there is like a half circle of at least like 9-10 people, guys, girls, every pronouns, every type of race, just talking about Ghostash and the person that he is. And with each one of them, as they step forward, there is the gold thread, fairly similar to Taria, is connected. Where previously there was only two, there is now a collection of threads that connect to Ghostash. And each one of them making these tethers stronger and stronger to a point where Finch can actually play them. And just from listening to this array of people talking about this one person, Finch begins to play these golden tethers and kind of like impromptu makes a song of like a harp song of Ghostash, and it is harmonic and dramatic and really beautiful. And as Finch finishes, the strong tethers don't turn black. They don't fade away. And with as many people that were able to make this spell stronger with what they talked about, it was enough to surpass the hold that the Chaos Hag had on him. And the colour regains to Ghostash's face as he opens his eyes and sits on. That is also partially to the high as fuck rolls that they rolled. Goddamn. So as Ghostash sits up, he kind of just smiles at all of these people that are around him and then turns to Verkelm and Raiden. Finch was astounded that this worked, whereas previously it didn't. immediately gets up to go to get the other people. Gozdash kind of grabs his hand and gets him to sit down, and looking at these three, he says, I think the others are too far gone. It's weird, the space that we're in, the endless emptiness that's only filled with water and nothing. But we're all still in there together. He turns to Raiden and puts a hand on his shoulder, squeezing a little bit. I know you want to try and save them, Exus. But they are okay. They accept this as much as they can. And after all of this, they just want to rest. It's been a strain on the soul. He stands up, and all of you that were kneeling around stand up as well. And he just kind of, I guess, like gestures outward towards the portal. And raises his voice a little bit, saying, they know the things that they've done. And they just ask to be forgiven, as it was not them. He turns to Raiden and a kind of half smile on his face. Zirkus was always hard on himself, huh? They're okay. Gerard's okay. Each of them are okay. Finch just nods and then takes a couple of steps away as Gozdash gives a hug to Raiden and Verkalm before saying, I saw her. I saw Galzarus. She's proud of you guys. Especially you, Exus. She's thankful that you brought her home, and she's finally at rest. Not in torment down in that cataclysm. Down in the catacombs anymore, sorry. She wanted me to say that she will and forever love you both. And to do this. And he pulls back and slaps the both of them upside the head. A big grin on his face. She doesn't want you two to fight. Just be together and love each other like the three of you did before. She wants the best for you. And he... Raiden for opening up. Nice. Gozdash takes a step back and gives a nod before doing this to Raiden. And then looks to the crowd of people and just starts, like, talking to each of them. As if he didn't just come back from the fucking dead and has been dead for, like, 6 months. He goes and starts talking to all of these people and just immediately, like nothing had happened, making these people laugh and just talking casually as he goes towards the portal and gives a... before he goes in. Verkalm stays with Raiden for the rest of the evening. They eventually both take their leave to, you'd probably assume, go and talk about where they're going to go, but together this time. You guys do get Pharaoh and also, what's his name? Voden, thank you. There's too many names. Pharaoh and Voden, who come in and start inspecting the gem. Sumi also does recognize this as well, as this is the Sapphire Tiffaball, one of the ones that was the massive gems that was kept in the Archivist League that was broken into and stolen. Sumi recognizing that these were probably a major part in letting these creatures out. Farah also recognizing that alongside this, the number of deaths that had happened were probably sacrifices to allow these creatures to wake up as well. Specifically, the eyeless captains that washed up on shores, and also the captains that had their chests opened and no longer had hearts. So let me quickly find this thing. Finch comes up to the side as well and just inspects the sapphire. You know, there was actually a place for these to be rested as well. In the catacombs. They, I think these are the twins. The heart and soul. So I guess we've found the soul. The last one's the heart. If we can finally put all of them to rest, then maybe all of this will finally be over. And they won't have a chance to come back. Voden just kind of crosses his arms and... Well, I mean, it saves it from being kept in some of the Archivist Leagues where it can be broken into and stolen again. So, I'm all for that. Burying it however many hundreds of feet underground, so we don't have to look after it. Finch just kind of nods. After a little bit trying to figure out where and how this is going to be kept, Pharaoh casts a spell on it and shrinks it down before wrapping it in some cloth and keeping it in a pouch on their side. And then Finch's parents come through, which, assuming who has been standing around with the Archivist members, actually recognizes Sua, Finch's mother. And in a weird, completely, like, bitch slap of a moment where everything comes back to Sumi, where previous memories have been lost, a bunch of memories just flood back to Sumi. And Zitha Sua looks at Sumi just very, very oddly for a moment before being like, so that's where you went. And puts like a hand, like reaches out for Sumi's hand, and then does like a very like brief bow for a second before like almost in like a motherly way just goes to like start like mothering him for a second, I guess, being like, where were you? Where have you been? You just vanished, and I never had any idea what happened to you. Your memories that came flooding back, Sumi, were of those memories actually being taken from you as you were very forcefully ejected out of the Feywild from a very crude halfling. Explaining this, Sua just nods and lets you know about the situation in the sect, that Sumi had actually grown up in. This is a thing from when Sumi was first introduced. This was meant to be a thing. And it's now being addressed. So, the Sumi is from the Nameless Sect, and was very, very close to some of the higher ranked people that were in there, actually, who taught a lot of the school children and things that were in there, as the sect is a large place that has schooling. It is mainly for druids, but they had to move to the Feywild after some unfortunate material plane issues. So I do see you. Don't think that I don't see you. Sorry. And
Did you say Sumi was related to?
no.
I was gonna say just knows them.
Yeah, just knows them and was a very well respected and ranked in the sect. And then just vanished, and nobody really knew why. But it was because Sumi saw a bunch of things that the Dalra had did that the Dalra didn't need anybody else knowing about, so they got rid of Sumi. Rice singer, Jesus. Go and edit your video. You're avoiding it, I know you are. So you guys spend a little bit of a time catching up and stuff like that, learning about what's happened with the sect, which I can properly let you know of later. Because that was mostly Group 2 stuff, as it was part of Finch's side. Dad drunk. Just watch yourself in the chat, boy. No, you're all good. So then, after a little bit, takes Finch to the side, and Naylan as well, his father, and she takes off the headpiece that she's been wearing and gives it to Finch. And then also takes out her... so she's carrying a staff this time, she normally isn't. And she hands that on to Finch as well. With the power that's been growing as I've finally got my power back, I have been putting everything that I can into this. I hope that it'll be of great use to you. And I apologize it's taken this long. Finch just grins and hugs them both. Before kind of like having the fairly like decently sized loot that is on his back, and then now holding a very big staff is kind of like, this might be a bit much to carry. And then tries to put the both of them onto his back, and then pretty much immediately grabbing everyone's attention as the staff and Naylan's loot merge. And then Finch like whips around to try and like hold out the staff that's weirdly glowing, and shows, and I can show this on stream. Let off.
If he fumbles and drops this,
he drops it and snaps in half now. Okay, so this is what Finch has in his hands, except the top part where it curls over actually has strings in it. So there are strings that are inside the top part of the staff now, and Finch can actually play this as well as wield it as a quarterstaff. The headpiece that he's wearing is has given him a boost to some stats, as well as the staffs combining has, given him a few more spells, that he is able to use and hopefully not get him killed as much for the last and biggest fight. So Finches now has that at his disposal. As the Zither is a quick thing for people, the sect called the Nameless that Finch's parents, Finch's mother specifically, runs, they have 3 tiers of leaders: the Zither, the Dulra, and the Harpori. The Harpori stands for the people and is all about community and bringing all of the druids together, communication, things like that, family, connections, all that stuff. The Dulra is the main connection to to nature, and nature-esque magic that druids have. So a very innate connection to everything that grows within the sect and things like that. And the Zither is the head and stands for the magic. Zither is a translation of something to mean mother. And she basically is everything that is magic within druids. But also while standing for nature and the people of her sect. So all of these prominent people. So the Zither has a lot of power, and she is passing that on to Finch. Just as a little context. So I will add that to Finch's sheet later. A couple of people have gone to... I was going to say dispose, that's not the right word. Respectfully bury the other members of Raiden's crew. So Raiden gives the information and stuff like that, and asks specifically that they be taken to where is he from again? There are so many places and names in my head. Dewhurst, which is way up here for you guys on the map. So very, very top left. Top right. Yep, that's where Raiden's from. So they get ready to be delivered over to there and get headstones and stuff like that made. The others that are there, nobody actually knows too much about them. One of them, absolutely none of you recognize, the Dwarven Man. None of you seem to recognize at all, until Verkalm is looking each of them over and recognizes him as a fairly high-ranked captain of various ships and things from Northwich, which isn't too far from Mirstone. Mirstone? Yeah. Jesus. So he can at least be taken back there. Viconia can only give the information that the tabaxi woman, was from the Aberth Isles, where she got onto that boat. And Emelia, you can only really say that this elven girl, was on one of the cargo ships for Mirstone. So you have someone that's kind of taking notes and stuff like that about these people, and just trying to get them to the place where they're from to be at least respectfully buried and stuff like that. They do also have some stuff cast on them so that they will not come back as any kind of undead, as very rightly there is a concern there. So yeah, you guys pretty much have the rest of the evening to do whatever you guys would like to. You guys can level up over the course of the next week. I don't think we'll prep for next battle, as you guys don't know where that one is yet. So there is a you guys are eventually brought around a table for your next like meal, and Finch just kind of brings up, what do we do about this last one? I mean, a few of us have, well, a lot of us have flying capabilities now, so I mean, we could at least try and distribute ourselves to each continent and take a fly around. Maybe. There's no one really here to report back.
Or if we make a big enough splash in the water, it might just turn up.
I mean, we could probably do that. We have many means to, or many ways to.
Well, one idea. It's more so, what if one of us comes across it and it notices us and we're all alone?
Well, I mean, we wouldn't be going, like, one person. We'd probably at least go in a fair group together.
True, but also, two of us against one of those, we'd die.
Oh.
Well, a number of us can, well, at least one of us can teleport, and at least two of us can double plane shift.
True.
Straight out. So as long as each group has either Saran, Sumi, or Niril in it.
I guess.
I mean, there's also the option of, I mean, just taking the group of us, and then, if we find it, then getting out as fast as we can, and then that way we're not in a smaller group, we're in a fairly decent group.
Don't want to stretch ourselves too thin and then get surprise attacked and lose more people than we already have.
That is true. I mean, what do we know about this thing? Finch like takes out like a fucking like a notebook and starts like flipping through stuff.
I don't even know what we know about this thing.
You know what it looks like? You know, it is a jellyfish with a humanoid skull in the middle. You know, it's massive.
One. It's that one, okay.
It's that one.
It's ugly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, other than that, we don't really know anything else about it. I mean, not that I've come across.
I doubt it'll want to be out of the water for any extended period of time. Maybe it's just chilling at the depths.
That might be a problem for us. I mean, well, not us, but like the extended us, which is the guild members.
Might be okay. Some of us can cast water breathing.
True.
So, not all.
Well, no, a fair amount of us. Or them. Or something. Yeah, I don't know. It might be difficult. I mean, these things are from the Astral Sea. Despite the name the Astral Sea, there's no actual water there. So...
That is also true. Which, why do they like the water so much? I have no idea. They could have just been causing havoc on land.
I mean, it could be. I mean, out of all the places that it could be, we've had... Finch, opens up map. So the white circles on the map are the ones where you guys have seen things. They seem to be all situated around Acrania. The only place there hasn't been anything yet is anywhere near the Eightworth Isles.
Stop. Sorry.
Sorry.
That was my alarm.
Honestly, mine have been going off as well.
It's like take your medication. I already
Oh.
did.
Good.
The wait, where's the Eightworth Isles?
Eightworth Isles is the ice place. Where Vaconia's from.
Right, so...
Wait. When we were looking for that fucking... whatever flower for you, Finch. Wasn't there a weird thing that happened with the water? It was like the... Oh yeah, There was like this really deep, like, bass kind of sound that was thrumming whenever someone would touch the water. It hurt. It happened when we were near, I think, Acreton. Was it Acreton? I don't know that area very well. I think it was the capital. If you mean the capital, then it'll be Saxtondale. I'm from there. I mean, if there's anywhere near the capital, then there's at least a chance to teleport there and find out. Otherwise, my only guess would be maybe seeing what's near Magonite or Bexley, because it's near the bottom.
Well, we can always go down and have a look.
True. Guess that's a better place to start than any.
But, you know, maybe in the morning.
Oh, yeah, not now.
I think we all need a decent rest.
Say that again. Okay. So you guys can organize to do some searching in the morning. Let me double check Bexley, because I believe that's a small place. So that place is Yesgate. Bexley is a medium town, so it won't have a tower. But Saxtondale will have a tower that you can teleport to. Finch and Surround probably haven't been to Bexley to be able to teleport there, so they could risk it, but...
Risk it for the biscuit and then we turn up dead.
No, you just take a fair amount of damage.
It was a
Just end up-
tasty.
Just end up in the middle of the ocean.
No, that was the other game.
Wait, actually.
Yeah, you guys did a couple of times. Remember, Elia got so pissed because she was like, "This keeps happening."
To be fair, we didn't actually know where we were going.
That is true. Yeah. And also, the magic was out of whack, so you teleported to one place, and then it was like, nope, I get to randomly roll for where you end up. Oh, it's the ocean? Cool. Yeah. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to do that next session. So, is there anything else that you guys want to do before we wrap out this session? It is up to you guys. Alright.
Oh, that's gonna be amusing.
Please explain.
Obviously, after everyone's had like, you know, a little bit of a rest and a shower, Amelia's gonna like walk up to Vaconia and just be like, "Wanna go for a walk?"
Yeah, sure.
She's like, cool. It's acting like a little odd. Well,
For Vaconia, that's not too
See,
much of
it's-
a worry at the moment, so she just kind of links arm with you and just shrugs.
she like kind of leads them around around the garden for a bit,
Mhm.
and then like, wait, which house are they at right now?
You guys are at the Ahrozath castle. You guys always
Okay,
come back
cool.
there.
Okay, cool. And then she like, because obviously they got like a nice sea view,
Yeah.
and she like stops by one of the seats, and she's like, Amelia's just like, well, now's as good a time as any, and gets down on a knee, and is like, I've never done this before. And it's just like, so, I know we haven't known each other very long, but I love you, and I've died like 9 times now. And she's like sort of just like rambling,
Mhm.
not making that much sense, and it's kind of just like, and I couldn't go with 10th without knowing that that like, Jesus. And she takes like a deep breath, and she's like, I want to marry you. Will you marry me? And then just like looks up at her with like big round eyes, like all hopeful, and her heart's just like hammering in her chest, and she's just like waiting.
Vaconia through all of this is just kind of like once you get down onto one knee, she's immediately like, oh, it takes like a step, like a tiny like step back, just like, and through your rambling is also rambling in her head. I at least thought I would be myself for this. But I mean, we've been through more than anything, and that's, I guess more than years worth of experience when you go through in 6 months. Yeah. Yes, sure. I feel the same way about you. And she, like, pretty much, like, helps you stand by, like, cupping your face, and then she kisses you. And she's like, it's all happy and smushy.
Amelia does have a ring. I'm just making this up as I go.
That's honestly fair. You have probably got, oh, your mum gave you a ring.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
gonna give Vaconia Kaz's one.
Okay, absolutely.
Because Vaconia is probably not, like all showy and stuff.
Mhm. Fair enough. Yeah. So you guys give each other the rings, and in the setting sun, admire them and just spend a little bit of time together. Vaconia just kind of puts an arm around your waist and then rests her head on yours and says, can we have a normal honeymoon, though? Your parents' one seems a little, out there.
Yeah, it also took them a few hundred years to go on theirs.
You really don't mind how old I am, right?
No.
Okay, we're not gonna get into that. And she
Yes, let's talk about the age gap.
uh,
Like 100. No, it's longer than that, isn't it?
It is
Like,
longer
she's
than that.
Quite old.
she is
Wait,
at
actually-
least 300 years old.
Oh, I thought only 150 years older.
No, but that's like the human equivalent of Vaconia's age. She's like
Let's not do the human equivalent.
We're not gonna. Anyway,
We're
skipping
not gonna
that.
go there.
And also, that's a lot of math on my part. Fuck off. But yeah. Actually, very funny thing. If you wanted to, and you've done this before, there is a spell called Ceremony.
I know the one you're after.
What does it do?
If you do the marriage one specifically, as long as you're within 30 feet of your partner, I believe it gives you more AC?
Yes, let's get married right now.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing. So, that can be something if you want.
Just
as
goes
a
up
heads
to
up.
like one of the siblings like, hey, do you have the power to marry people?
You have a range, you have a literal portal of people at your disposal, but also, I mean, it doesn't have to be like an official person. I mean, like,
Goes up to hey,
Finch's mum could do it,
Nero.
Nero could do it, Sumi could, probably Finch's dad could as well, probably any number of like, probably Voden could. No, Voden can't.
Just
Voting-
goes
voting
up to
can cast
Nero,
spells,
was
but he
like,
can't.
hey Nero, you wanna perform a marriage?
Oh my god, please do it fucking Pirates of the Caribbean style. You're halfway through this fucking final boss battle and you're like, hold on, let's get married right now.
That'd be so funny.
Uh,
But it's actually gonna go up to Nero and be like, hey, you perform marriage ceremonies?
if I sleep on it.
I can do.
Would you like to perform one right now?
No.
Standing in the doorway. Nero's like, no, she's like, okay. Finch!
Not right now. I mean, I could perform the talking side of it, but there's a little spell that goes with it, and that requires preparation for me. It's not something I tend to keep on hand. I don't tend to come across a lot of people marrying each other at the last possible minute.
Well,
But we can do it tomorrow if you want.
that works. But just don't tell anyone. Because usually this
what?
has to kind of go through some circles. Because, you know,
You mean like tell anyone
royalty.
ever, or
For the time being. We'll tell people after the world's saved.
all right?
I just don't want to jump through political loopholes right now, okay?
I pretty much, I mean, I'm not heavily politically involved or anything, but as far as I'm aware, you're pretty much the head of everything political at the moment, aren't you?
No, that's my
Close to.
siblings. I'm kind of like under my siblings.
You're a royal child as far as I'm concerned.
Hmm.
Politics is your side, you sort that out. I'll meet you
which is-
tomorrow to
Yes.
let you marry Raiden.
What? I don't want to marry Raiden. That's the wrong person.
Is it? Oh, okay. Must be Saran then.
Nerol doesn't know, does she?
Oh, no.
What?
Neril is well aware of what's going on between them. She's just pulling
Like-
names out to try and piss her off a bit.
Oh, very fair.
Vaconia is standing right there and they're holding hands.
Yeah, but nowhere entirely during this has Emelia either mentioned Viconia, and Neril has never once looked towards her. She's just talking to Emelia.
We've got to probably
It's
just
not
find
Saran
these
either.
If you two want to figure this out, I can go.
Are you going to be the the bridesmaid. You probably need a good dress.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I'll probably end up being like the ring bearer or something. I don't know. Dresses aren't really my thing.
I mean, I was just like looking at Neural and it's like looking between the two of them and it's like, she's the other bride. She's the
Really?
one I'm marrying. Don't piss her off.
Neural looks towards Viconia with wide-eyed expression. Did you know this?
Before about an hour ago, no, but I do now. I'm still very surprised. Actually, I'm gonna say she says I'm still very surprised as she reaches into a pocket and actually pulls out a ring of her own. Funnily enough, I'd already asked your siblings, so
I guess one's the engagement ring and one's the wedding ring. We're sorted.
she just kind of brings you closer and just kind of like headbutts you a little bit with one of her horns and is just laughing. It has been too much of a day and this is all a lot. But we'll let you know, Neural. Thanks.
I'll make sure to prepare it.
Yeah.
Bye.
She is going to pick up Emelia and chuck her over her shoulder, and they just start walking away.
Excuse me, I am royalty. Why are you doing this to me? She's saying it in like a really like joking tone.
Mm-hmm. If you want, I can carry you bridal style. Is that better, Your Highness? She's very much joking as well.
Like, yes, very much so. Thank you. I feel so dignified like this right now.
Mm-hmm. You just see them laughing as they're walking away from your door, Neural.
They're also just like, who are these people?
God, yeah. Also, sorry, I did forget until right about now. Did you want to do Vlondrel's,
Again, that can't be done
living?
without a rest.
Yeah.
Throughout the rest of that day, Neural kind of burning herself out, just tending after people and reading all her books and all the rest of it.
Cool.
Standing at the back of Finch's revival ceremony, hand on diamond dust.
Yep. Sweet. Did you want to do that at the start of next session?
Either time, yeah.
Cool. Sweet as.
I don't mind. There's just like in game during that day. It can't be done.
Oh yeah. Sweet as. I just wanted to check which time you wanted to, because otherwise, it is like 10. No. Don't want to make this another 1 a.m. or 12 p.m. one.
As preference, I would prefer today go longer than next week. Next week I've got another Sunday morning as well.
Okay.
If next week's going to be long.
Just because of like us starting the next fight, it'll probably end up being we stop at the start of a round and then continue like we did this time. So that's all good. We can just make sure that we do that. Because there'll be some stuff beforehand as well for that. Yeah, okay. I think we'll say you guys have you have your rest. You can level up over the week. And we'll bang out Vlondrel's thing now, if that's all good. Sweet.
Radio.
Okay, so you each have your rests during dreams. Neural chooses her spells.
I like to think she's like studying her books throughout dinner and all the rest of it, not really caring what everyone else is discussing.
Mm-hmm. Alright. And then the next morning, So Valandrel's just been kind of chilling, wrapped up in one of the other rooms, so you can bring him out to wherever you see fit to do the ceremony.
Probably some nice garden somewhere.
Yep. So there are plenty to choose from. This is mostly grasslands in this area. So you choose a place on the Ahrozath Castle grounds and get your thing set up. So which spell are you using?
Raise dead.
Okay. Could you check that in chat, please?
Yeah. Right. 2. That. You're out. That'll do it. No, not that button. That button.
Okay. So, this is only 5th level, damn.
Mm-hmm.
The spell has never been on my radar, holy shit.
Well, I think what Resurrection is the next stage up, but I don't have diamonds for that.
Mm. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I need to take those off Finch, because yeah, Finch used his last one. Alright, sweet. So this will be the same kind of thing. You can bring the Saran in as well. And Saran messages does a sending to somebody. Where's Gil's shoot? And in the morning, a half-orc woman comes in and sits in the... Who else would it be? A half-orc woman and a lizard folk come and sit down around as well, so there's 4 of you here. Before you start the ritual, they both introduce themselves. The half-orc woman introduces herself as Carragher. So... that. And the lizard folk introduces themselves as Delton. So I'm going to do that over there, and then just going to open up Brayden's sheet so I can see the skills. Alright. What place does Nerol want to go in this? Does any particular order, or...
She doesn't mind, but after doing the preparation, she'll invite whoever wants to start. And then...
Sweet. The lizard folk person will speak up first, and Delton pretty much talks about Vlondrel through their very early adventuring days. They were a party before entering the before like splitting ways, and once 5 of them had pretty much adopted Gallo into their party, once finding him as a fairly young teen. So he talks about the shenanigans that Vlondrel got into. Very much a prankster and a trickster, and he, even at the best of times, was frustrating to put up with, but he, when he needed to, definitely pulled his head in and was able to be a great leader and a very, very dear friend to Delton. So for Delton, it'll be it's a survival. Good roll. Carragher will start talking, initially giving like context of a couple of fights and stuff like that. Very much going on the route of their similarities and expertise and stuff like that. How they both went in together to the Adventurers Guild, but Vlondrel never being able to sit in one place. He had to always be doing something. So while she went and became a weaponsmith for the guild, he never stopped adventuring and never stopped seeking the thrill of just danger and stuff like that, and being a complete idiot the amount of times that she had to stitch him up when it wasn't her job, or replace his weapons when he chipped one or did something dumb with it. But she definitely is talking from a place of like care, as she has a smile on her face as she talks about how utterly dumb Vlondrel was in his younger years. So I will say that is I'll say that one's more history, I guess. Another good roll. Saran will kind of offer a hand to you first before she starts.
All right. Vlondrel, just another one of you disappearing off into the middle of nowhere, with no words otherwise. Reminds me of one of the other times you went off into a swamp, left behind every single clue with every person I could have checked with that it was some super dangerous monster. Then you get back and it turns out you were just looking for some kid's dog. Please let this just be another joke so I can kick your ass back into the afterlife.
Nice. What skill are you using to roll for this? Just
It's a skill related to the story of him, isn't it? So
relatively, yeah. Whichever one you can think is closest.
Persuasion?
Absolutely, go for it.
I have no bonuses or anything.
That's alright.
Doesn't matter.
Nice. That is very good. Saran, out of all of the people that had, and forever will, become ingrained in everything that I've been a part of, you are definitely one of the people that come to mind first, and probably always will. You were the first one that I met out of our party, roll the R's, and having to deal with you myself for a few months was oh so draining, but it was always a blast. You saved my ass more times than I can count, which you did always hold over my head, so thanks. But you are also one of the people with the biggest hearts that I have ever known. And if Gallo were here, he would say the same. You taught a lot of us a lot of things, and I think everyone in our party can agree that a lot of us wouldn't be here without you. And I would also like to partake in the ass-kicking. Just a heads up. She's gonna go... This is probably gonna be history as well, so the DC will be a bit higher for her one. It doesn't matter. 18, 16, 19, 20. So, I just have to not roll a 1. How does Nerol cast this spell? Like, what is her kind of magic aura color? How does she lay out the diamonds, and what kind of flair do you want to add onto this?
It's purple. She puts out her twilight shroud to darken the area. A couple of candles near the far edge sort of provide some flickering ambience. Crystal goes on his chest.
Yep.
Yeah, that's as far as my thinking goes at the moment.
Yeah, that's alright. Cool. You said it was purple, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, so I just want to make sure. The moment that the last words that Saran speaks, as she kind of laughs at her last kind of partaking in the ass kicking when he wakes up, the kind of bubble that surrounds each of you actually materializes and becomes like a dome around you guys. It is a very dark purple color with a few stars that blink a couple of times all around you in this little dome. The candle's still burning bright as the gemstone that's on his chest begins to kind of glint in the as each of the stars kind of appear, and with each one of them, the gem, I guess, almost begins to be like plucked away as each little star, so it's taking away each part of the gem as the stars are appearing until the last part of it is gone, and the last star blinks out as you guys are kind of in this dark sphere now. It slowly vanishes from the top down as you all see Vondrel. His chest starts to rise and fall as he's breathing again. As he very slowly peeks open one eye. Can I opt for the ass kicking later? I feel like crap. And he just has a big grin that spreads across his face. He just kind of reaches a hand up and pats you on the side, Norrell.
Nerul doesn't really say anything, doesn't really smile, but just sits down.
Carragher and Delton kind of sit him up a bit, and each of them give him a hug. He moves quite slowly as he has 6 exhaustion points, so he has to sleep those off for a little while. Saran just kind of sitting near you, as well as Vondrel starts reconnecting with them. He hasn't seen Delton in a very long time. He probably hasn't seen Carragher in a long time as well. So they both just kind of chill for a while before he gets picked up and taken into one of the rooms for some rest. Thank you for bringing him back.
Someone needed to come back.
True.
Neryl's just mentally wiped out and just sitting there for constant for a while.
Can I get you anything?
I'll be alright.
Okay. And she gives you a pat on the shoulder and she leaves you to be. Probably a little while later, Finch comes out and takes a seat next to you. He's just kind of like in your company. And he's just kind of chilling. You guys can sit up there for as long as you want to. Before you guys get settled up to teleport to Saxtondale for some weird skull jellyfish searching. And that's where we'll leave it off. You guys can, like I've said way too many times because I repeat myself like a broken record, can level up over the course of the week. Just make sure it's done by Saturday. Then we can I can make sure that the on-screen character sheets are all leveled up properly. I will open up the... Where are they? There. So because you guys are level 21, those of you that have a 20th level... That just says Delton. That's not what I wanted. Sorry. I pressed V instead of C. Copy. You can take a look at these. So the only one that I am... I actually think that's a 6th level boon, which you guys won't get to. So, 21, what is this magic? Yeah, they're pretty high level. So, you can choose a boon either from your class or a general boon that is of 1st level. Hell yeah. I will talk to you throughout the week, Ece, about Sumi stuff, but also because you pretty much were kind of forced to take the Warlock levels. I am more than keen to...
I have no worry about that.
Okay, so does. I was just going to see if you wanted to take one anyway.
I have no idea what boons are or anything.
Yeah, feel free to check them out if there's any that do you think would be pretty cool. Then you are more than welcome to.
Is this the place where you're like, don't take the immortality one?
This is the one. No, the immortality one is the 6th level boons, which you guys won't get a chance to because
no, that's a 1st level boon.
Is it?
Yeah, you stop aging. You're immune to any effect that would age you, and you can't die from old age. It's a 1st level boon.
That is That is no.
It's a 1st level.
That
boon.
one's illegal.
That one's not allowed.
It's not allowed this time. No. Yeah, because the last campaign in this planet is no spoilers, but ending. No.
How did I not know?
Yeah, it's almost as like it's in the title. God damn it. But yeah, I will have more info about the next campaign a little bit. But yeah, feel free to have a read of those. Check them out. Sumi will get an option of one of the 1st levels as well. Check out your class specific ones if you wanna. I'll be having a look for Raiden and for Konya. But yeah, good shit, guys. You have one more boss to fight.
So it's mostly just our health that goes up, right? At
Yeah.
21.
Yeah, it's just your health. So, average
a
or
boon.
roll, whatever you want. Yeah. I actually don't know what Finch is going to be taking. He might take another druid level. Just because that's what he wants to do. Also, excuse me. There is the potential of a kind of like epilogue fight thingy with the sect if you guys want to resolve what's happening there. Otherwise, it's kind of something happens over a period of time and they sort it out. But Finch and Sumi are directly related to that, so it's up to you guys if you want to do that as a kind of an epilogue or a I guess a thing that we could come back to later as a come back to these characters thing at some point. It's up to you guys. But other than that, good session. Congrats to Emelia and Vakonia, I guess.
They married now.
They're getting married. Good shit. Hell yeah. Lesbians and gayness. Hey.
We support it.
We gotta. Yeah, just a little, like, context thingy. Galzarus was, part of a polycule with Raiden and Verkalm, when he was in his very early dungeoning days. So he was with them, and then she went to do a fight. She went into the catacombs, to scout it out, and he was meant to go with her, but his mum got sick. So he didn't go, and she died down there. So when he went down there with his party, yeah, he brought her back home. So he's finally, I guess, at peace with that stuff, which is nice. And I did mark down an inspiration point. Because Raiden has feelings! And yes, gay, we love it. But gee. I'll let you guys go, and I will wrap up stream, because I want to quickly talk about the open one-shot thingy. But yeah, I'll keep you all in the loop about it. I'll see y'all next week. But gee, catch y'all's.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow.
Sure, I'm catching you tomorrow. Unsure about what we're playing at the moment, but we'll suss something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Hello.
Bye.
Sure. Whoa! Hell yeah. Oh no, the secrets. Fuck, you're not meant to see that. There we go. Hi. So, yeah. They have one more boss battle left. They got very lucky with getting rid of the Chaos Hag with at least 2,500 health left. The, the last one's gonna be fun. I am excited for that. So they've got all their dope-ass shit. So, if you want to see their final boss battle, it'll probably be in 2 parts like this one was, just because, there's, like, 10, 12 people in the initiative order, and I am half of them. But, yeah, so that'll be fun. But they'll be doing this shiz. Also, there's a thing that I've been kind of talking about for a little while, is I have nearly got the Wandering Traveller Inn sussed out. So I've got all the NPCs sorted, so that'll be an open one-shot thing that I open up probably through the Discord that we already have, instead of trying to make another one. Yeah, we'll see. I don't really know how I'm going to do it, I just know that I've got it kind of set up, so we have peeps. Massive fights, hell yeah. Also, hi, welcome guys. Thank you for the follows. I'm gonna say this so wrong. Is it Celerius? I hope so. And Caden, hello. Thanks for popping in, girl. Go to bed, it's like 10 o'clock. No, I can't tell you what to do. But I hope everybody's doing well. It's a time. Perfect pronunciation. Fuck yeah. We love it. I wonder if I have the... Hold on, let's see if I can get things to cooperate. Actually, I might do it in... I don't fucking know. How do you... Bleh. How do you do things? Check sheets, face cam, auto capture. Do... that one? Yeah. Now I need to go away. Stop it! How do you be a streamer? I forget. We're over here now. I'm actually going to turn that off and just cover Finch. Don't worry about it, guys. DND face cam box. Go away. Yeah. So, the Traveller Inn is a thing that I've been working on for a little while. Just as a, just an open one-shot thingy. So I'm trying to fill out most of the other stuff. Working on rules and stuff like that. I do, I'm kind of a dick. my rules are kind of harsh, so that's why I've got some ranks stuff where you come back as the lowest level, so you're not always going straight back to level 1, because that feels kind of crappy. Or at least going back to the lowest level of your rank. But yeah. So then, I've just got a bunch of other stuff that I need to finish out. I've got all of the NPCs sussed at least. None of these images are mine, I just want to clarify, but I like them a lot. So yeah, I need to just do these ones. But that won't take too long, because I've got pretty much all of it written down somewhere. But gee, that is the end of this session at least. I'm going to be doing some gaming tomorrow with some peeps. If you want to hang out or whatever, feel free to join the Discord, ! Discord, if you want to check that out. We do gaming on Tuesdays at 6, D&D Saturdays at 6:30, and then kind of co-op stuff at Sundays at 6:30 as well. So yeah, we got all that shiz. I do have the next part, like the next campaign, kind of written. Dope-ass document design. Followers, thank you. That's how I do my D&D stuff. At some point, I do want to do a little background thingy about how I like write up my campaigns, because a lot of this is homebrewed. And once we finish this campaign, we'll do where the characters end up and stuff like that. So where they want to go as the rest of Letov goes on. And then we'll take a break for a little while I iron out the kinks for the next campaign. So Ece and Brooke are going to be back for that campaign. We do have 2 other people that are interested, and I'm going to be running them through a one-shot thing with Ece and Brooke to see just how they vibe and stuff like that. But the words. The slots are still open, so if anyone's looking for a game and they kind of vibe with how I run games and stuff like that, feel free to pop a question or anything like that. I don't mind. I love meeting new people through D&D. It is a hella good time. So yeah. But yeah, the last campaign in Letov. I should clarify. Letov is the planet they're in at the moment and currently saving again. And then after that, campaign 4 onwards will be on a new planet that I am going to be making through the little gap that we have. So I've got a fair amount of the planet made. I just need to work on deities, some race background stuff, and a few more homebrewed racer stuff. Because I've come up with a couple of races that I have homebrewed from scratch, so it's a lot of fun. I love doing it, but it takes a whole lot of time that I don't have. But it's all good. But gee, thanks for hanging out and coming in. Sorry that you guys showed up at the end. But thanks for hanging and chilling out and popping follow. Big preach. I will be making my dinner because I need to do that, and then passing out. Who am I kidding? I don't sleep. I woke up at like 4 p.m. today. Gremlin. Anyway, that sounds cool as heck. Thanks. I will catch all of y'alls later. Have a great rest of your weekend. Hoping you can catch another stream later. Hell yeah! Hope to see you. That'll be a cool time. Have a good, everybody. Enjoy your last 2 hours of Saturday, or whatever it be. Have good. Spread precious, as I try and find where all my shit's gone. This is fine. Big precious. Catch y'all later. Bye-bye.
Freeze.